Hello everyone, it is John and it is time for my weekly waffles. Now my weekly waffles go up on a Monday. I usually tape these on a Saturday or Sunday, which are the 2 days I actually don't put anything up. I guess my rest days. But today actually is, well, for me anyway, a fairly sad day. I had my wife wake me last night to tell me that my household, I should mention, and to start off straight away, we are monarchists and we have been loyal subjects of Her Majesty the Queen, well, since forever. And we were deeply saddened to hear last night when my wife woke me up to tell me the news that Prince Philip, her husband, had passed away. And so for those of us who still express deep fondness for the royal family, and in particular for Her Majesty the Queen, we express our deepest sympathies for her and hope that she knows that those of us who still are loyal subjects offer our sincere sympathies to her for her loss. Yes. And I know, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people who really don't care about such institutions and believe that they're outdated. Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I just feel sorry for these people that seem to think that their way's the only way. But, yeah. All right, that's out of the way. What else has been happening? Geez, it's been a busy week also for me. I've met up with a lovely lady through the sale of a game. And I think I may have mentioned that in my last video. And today actually is going to be my first meeting and get up. Oh, that doesn't sound good. I really don't like get up. But it's my first games afternoon with her and another couple of ladies. Yes, this will be good. I'm looking forward to it. So we've been having a lot of conversations over over social media as to what games we're going to play, and of course talking about all sorts of games, and of course that leads to lots of things that go, oh geez, I must get that game, and things like that. So, and of course it's usually hard on the hip pocket because you're there going, oh my goodness, this is leading to a lot of problems. Of course, it doesn't worry me because I don't have any money, so consequently, I can like and want as much as I can. I know just how far my pocket goes, so it's very much, yeah, buy what I can. But the previous weekend, I finally had a game with my regular group of gaming compatriots for the first time, as I pointed out to them, in 3 months and 9 days or something like that. I think it was quite a very, very long time, of which somebody said, oh, that was an exact number of days. And I said, yes, I have been counting how long it's been since we'd had a game or much in the way of contact. No, I'm not bitter. But we had a game called In the Halls of the Mountain King, I think it was called. And yeah, I quite like the game. But as usual, I normally need one playthrough to get the nuances of how a game plays. So a first game is never an indication of how good I can be at playing a version of a game. Usually the first game is me picking up how the game is played, because normally I'll make mistakes as I play through, and so it's usually pretty hard to sort of come back from poorly made decisions or things like that. So yeah, it's I'd like to have another game to be honest, now that I know, I think what I will do. Whether or not I do it any better is debatable, I guess. And my dog is off having a good bark at the moment, so I think he and the puka are having some fun, I think. So hopefully it doesn't come through too much on this video. What else has been happening? Oh yeah, and I did get to play Mysterium Park. They're not my favourite type of games. I can play them if I need to be, but it was, I think from what others were saying, was that it was a better version or a more streamlined version of Mysterium. So having had a look at it, I would have to agree that I think Mysterium Park is certainly a far more compact and playable game, and certainly one that the whole family can play, or even people who aren't board gamers could quite easily pick up the game and play it without feeling that it's, I suppose you can't get away from the trapping that it is a board game, but they could play it without feeling that they're being sucked into the insidious world that is board games, perhaps. Yeah. So it was pension week, which meant that I had a little bit of money left over, and of all things, I had my friends that have Games World got in, believe it or not. And this had a friend of mine going, pardon me, he got his is coming via Kickstarter, and he hasn't received his yet. But I got yellow and green for Railroad Inc. And I will have a unboxing of yellow. I picked up green afterwards because I wasn't sure whether or not they had any more green left, and Mark was able to get me in a copy of green, which I'm quite happy about. So the only thing that I've got to get now is a copy of blue, and I will have all the box sets that I'm aware of. But what they did have were these little box sets of dice, which I liked. About the only thing is that I'm quite sure people can probably get them cheaper elsewhere, but for me, looking at what they were retailing on the shelf for of $20 Australian, they are, I guess, expensive. But I guess $5 a dice for a custom dice that you play for the game, maybe not. I don't know. But that really put me off because I'm there going, and there's still another 5 expansions, so I'm thinking $100 for another 5, and I'm there going, really, I don't have $100. If I had $100, I think I'd want another board game than another 5 expansions to go. Particularly just small expansions like that, just to add to a game that, while I do play, isn't played as often, perhaps, as getting another big game. Like if I could get hold of In the Halls of the Mountain King, would be nice. But yeah. So what else? I have been going on book reading binges, and my latest dabble at the moment is Preston and Child and the Pendergast, or Pendergast, however you'd like to pronounce that. I'd go Pendergast, only because I have a dreadful way of pronouncing. Well, not a dreadful way, it's just the way R's. My A's become R's in some cases as I pretend to drag out my A's. But yes, I was on my Audible. No, not Audible. eKindle, and I spotted the book, and as always, I look to see if there's a Whisper Sync link, which they did. So for the price of a very, I think it might have been under $10 Australian, I got the book and the audio, and I think the audio went for, might have been over 10 hours, I think, for the audio, and that was really, really, really good. And so I'm sitting there listening to the audio and reading the book at the same time, because one does that when one gets older, and I'm there going, this is vaguely familiar to me. Why have I had the feeling I've encountered this plot before? So I did a little search. There was a movie made in 1997 called Relic. I'd forgotten all about it. So I made the wife watch it. I don't think the wife really, I think she humoured me. But it was interesting, because it was, the concept in the storyline was close to the book, which I thought was quite good. The only thing that they had made changes with were the characters. So the Pendergast character, the FBI Pendergast character, I don't think actually appeared. All we had was DeGosta, the police lieutenant that was mentioned. But of course now I'm chasing all the rest of these, because I rang up my good friend Cindy, who runs my local second-hand bookshop, and I said to her, Cindy, guess what? I'm chasing a new series of books. And she went, oh, that's nice. She said, who are you chasing? And of course I'm going, these. And all she had was, I think, about four of that author sitting on the shelf, because she said, yes, they're popular. And it always seems to be the case. I always, popular authors, or they're long out of print. It's my problem. I'm always... See, Australia, unlike Britain and the United States, where there is a plethora of books, here in Australia it is a lot harder. And we can have, people will say, oh, you look on A Books or whatever, or whatever, and the book is $1. And then you're paying, I don't know, some ridiculous price like $20 to have the book posted to you. And you're going, well, the book essentially is, you're thinking, considering that, I think this one here for Cemetery Dance was $7.50 Australian second hand. So if I, like a lot of these ones that are that I see coming through Amazon or something, where they're secondhand books, or Abe Books or Book Depository or whatever, where they're secondhand or whatever, and they're through the network, and they're secondhand books where you pick them up for a pound, or say an Australian dollar. That may be well and good, but then if you're paying a ridiculous sum of money for the postage for it to be sent to you, you're then going, well, geez, that's a hell of a lot, particularly for a pensioner. And I always get these problems of people making comments back to me, and in most of these cases these are people who have jobs and earning an income, something I don't have. My little pension doesn't stretch very far, so I've got to make it work. And these are trials and tribulations of elderly people. But yeah. All right, I think that is all that I'm going to quibble about or waffle about today. I'll let everybody know how my games day goes today. I think we're looking at Clank and a couple of others. I can't remember what they were. See, look, I've forgotten already. I do remember Clank, because I think I was going to have a read of how it plays, but I must get in contact with the group again to see what we decided we were going to play, because obviously we're unlikely to get through a number of games very quickly, unless we all fail dismally at playing them. Or somebody's very, very good and wipes the board or something with us. So it certainly won't be me anyway. All right, well, look, thank you, everybody, for watching my waffle. Thank you very much. I'm now well and truly over 200 subscribers. Woohoo! My ego is, yes, my ego is nowhere. But look, thank you very much. And until next time, signing off, the Honourable John. A short addendum. Today is now Sunday, because the other half of this video that precedes this was done on Saturday. Today is Sunday, which is the day after my first board game meet-up. Yes, it wasn't get up. Good Lord. Yes, I just don't think very well on the fly. But yes, anyway, yesterday was my first meet-up with my, I guess, my new group of friends who are all ladies. Yes, it was lovely. And I must thank very much Dana for hosting the event. And I met another two lovely ladies, Taran and Nick, and we got to enjoy some really, really good games. And oh dear, now I get an attack of the coughs. And this all came about from me buying a second-hand game online where I met Dana, and from that flowed this, and it was delightful. It really was. The company was enchanting. The conversations were wonderful, and I can't say that I've had such an enjoyable time playing games for such a very, very long time. So I hope they enjoyed the company of a daft old man. It was honestly, the game we played Cartographers, which was really, really good, and I think Nick didn't think she was going to win, and she came through at the end, did well, 115 points. Yeah, that was really, really good. And then we played Century Spice Roads. Is that what it's called? Century? Yeah. Excuse me while I have a quick look behind the wall of doom. What was? Oh, okay, that's better. Let's cut a bit of glare. Oh dear, the things I learn as I continue to do things. Where the hell's my copies gone? Where the hell's my copy of Century? Used to sit directly in front of me. Dear, now it'll probably tell me that it's sitting over here behind me. No, it's not sitting over there behind me. Come on, everybody, shout out to me. Where's my copy of Century Spice Road? It should be sitting directly in front of me. It's been there for ages, looking at me. Now I know where it is. It's in the other room. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, it is. I'm damn sure it's Century Spice Road. I'm quite sure it is. And see, this is what people have to enjoy: is the this mad, daft old man that you get to play games with now. Is that I'm here for the entertainment and for the company, and it was delightful. And Dana had 3 beautiful dogs there, 2 of her own, and she had a dog that she was looking after for a friend. And it was. They were beautiful animals. You know, I kept threatening to take. I think I was threatening to take a couple of them home. Actually, I probably would have taken all 3 of them home, I think. But I don't think Pippin would have been very happy. But and of course, rather strangely, this morning I sent a picture of 2 of the dogs and a message saying, "Oh, here are 2 of the dogs I at the board game group that I had with with a group of ladies," and sent the message off, and then realised I'd actually sent it to Dana, the host, rather than Dana, my daughter. So yes, I have trouble now, because now I'm going to have to be very careful where I send messages, because I've got 2 DANA people in my list. So I'm going to have to be very careful what I send. I may send inappropriate messages to either people, and then won't I be in trouble? Yes, anyway. Oh, well, but then all people should be careful whatever they send in messages anyway, so, which I always try to do anyway, but yes. All right, I'm hoping, I think our next meet is scheduled for the 23rd, but it was really a lot of fun. I've not had that much fun for so long, and for somebody who suffers from such a range of mental health issues, that for me it was really beneficial to be able to have enjoyed myself that much without, I guess, coming away feeling unhappy or distressed from the encounter. It was really nice that I came away with positive I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of now. Positive benefits, positive memories. That's the best thing. Positive memories from the day, because each of the ladies were delightful. They were very respectful, and it was nice to see how everybody was supporting each of the other people that were playing. I can recall that while we were playing, I think one of the ladies was saying that, oh, look, I've made some silly decisions here, or something to that effect anyway. Or like, I think of, saying, look, I've done something very silly. I don't think that's very wise. And for others within the group to say, look, there's no such thing as a silly decision. We learn from it, and don't worry, which was delightful, because if I had done that with my regular gaming group, they wouldn't have given two rats' asses as to, John had made a mistake. Who cares? We'll make. Yeah, yes, we'll take the benefit of your stupidity. There's not a lot of forgiveness within some of the gaming community, but that's the way, and I accommodate the way that I play with those group of people. That doesn't worry me. But it was just really nice to see how supportive some groups play games, and it wasn't like it was the sort of sickly, fake sort of support. There was genuineness to it, and I thought that it was really nice, and it would be nice to see if that was more the case. So, and I think too the fact that all three ladies have children themselves. So I guess it's, I don't know, maybe part of parenthood and having children gives a different perspective on what it is with, I guess, playing cooperatively, perhaps. Anyway, that's all I will ramble on about, except saying I'm really happy, which is most unusual. Oh, I'm quite sure something bad will come along and ruin everything. Aren't I a sad old sack of... Yes. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you with another piece of waffle in a week's time. Till then, tooroo.